to give an overview of our digital transformation activities as a few. So just background, the Pan-African Parliament is the legislative organ of the African Union, and our membership is drawn from members of parliament sitting in the national parliaments of the 55 African Union member states. Each parliament sends 5 MPs, therefore our MPs have a dual role in terms of continental level and at the national level. We are a supranational institution, and this means we operate in a multilingual setting. So I think for some of the digital transformation activities I'm going to show, the need was, number one, lack of visibility. The PAP is not very well known, and many of our products, the legal information that we produce is also not known and not utilized very well. So one of the things we asked ourselves is there a way we can improve the use of our products, which include the resolutions, recommendations, model laws, communiques, because we have an oversight role within the union. The other need was improving efficiency and streamlining of processes. And then we also had the need for improving our knowledge management and research, because we needed to be able to access information very fast. We would have cases where decisions or recommendations made, you would still repeat them in subsequent decisions. So tracking what we've done before was quite a challenge for us. And lastly was about sustainability. How do we make sure that whatever we do is sustainable? So one of the solutions that I'm going to talk about is our open data portal, which the process involved transforming our existing documents from the PDF format into an XML format. This was done to increase visibility and make information available to our key stakeholders, which is the African citizen, African parliaments, academia, and the civil society organizations. Also, by having and implementing an open data portal, it improved internal knowledge management and research, since our internal staff and MPs also are able to query the documents in a much more robust manner. So like tracking of all our activities by thematic areas, or maybe the African Union's Agenda 2063 goals, or one of the other strategic goals. It also allows us to link our activities with those of other AU institutions that are in the process of implementing their own open data portals, or having the information converted to open data portals. Open data standard, sorry. So this is just to give you how it's currently, it's still being designed, but this is so far how it looks like. So we have information available in XML format. Now, one of the other things that we are looking at in terms of digital transformation is to have an information system that will enable all future documents to be generated in an open, ready format. That is to come out in XML. This is because the current process that we had of converting the previous documents is basically that, previous documents. But moving forward, we need to have documents automatically generated in real time in XML format. One of the other key needs for the reason why we also needed to implement an information system is because of the lack of consistency in the structure of documents generated within our own parliament and generally within the African Union, of which we are part of. So we need to have that all information and documents generated are consistent, so that if a decision has a particular structure, the decision is consistent, not just within the PAP, not just between the various committees or departments, but also within the other AU institutions, so that when it gets published to the Open Data portal, it can be easily linked and it can be easily tracked. So another activity that we carried out in terms of our digital transformation was moving to the cloud. We had challenges with the on-site infrastructure. One, low funding meant we could not quickly upgrade our obsolete equipment. And secondly, here in South Africa, we have intermittent power issues, and this affects our systems a lot. So we moved a lot of administrative tools to the cloud. So in our case, we have Office 365. And this is not just about email and Office tools like Excel, Word, but also file storage on OneDrive, and also the ability to roll out virtual servers. So we have whatever systems we develop or we host, we have them on Azure virtual servers. We also have the ongoing process of migrating SAP to the cloud. This is being done by the African Union Commission, the headquarters. And then the other thing that we did was Zoom. This was mostly during COVID, but now it is stuck with us. And Zoom became the de facto standard for meetings because of the support for multilingual simultaneous interpretation. So now, even without COVID being a factor, we still have a lot of participation in on Zoom, and our meetings are becoming more and more hybrid, with especially remote resource persons who make submissions to the committees coming in virtually. One of the projects that I just wanted to highlight that we're working on is a multilingual charter. We have a problem in that we use WhatsApp for internal real-time communication. But then the fact that we are a multilingual institution means that the communication is not very effective, because when you have like a group with MPs and they're communicating in different languages, it becomes quite a challenge for them to communicate effectively. So what we are doing is we are trying to develop a chat app. Actually, we are in significant stages in development, which is making use of the available AI-based translation APIs, like your Google Translate and all that. So this is to allow the interaction between MPs. Don't be the best. It's not like having an interpreter or a translator, but it will at least make it, more efficient and interactive, so that they're able to communicate with each other. Conclusion, I just want to say, like, one of our key projects that we're looking at is upgrading the plenary equipment through implementing what is called a multimedia digital congress system. This will enable hybrid parliamentary sessions, so such that MPs sitting at home will have the same look and feel as those sitting on site, and they'll have the same level of access to documents, things like voting, and also internally we can do MP attendance tracking, and also MPs can communicate with staff or other MPs using the system. What I want to say about digital transformation is that it's a long journey and requires proper management. You need a champion for it. And then the cost may seem prohibitive, but and you may not see the return on investment, but it's important, and you need to prioritize your goals in terms of short, mid-term, and long-term. For us, the IT has developed, the IT unit which I head has developed a digital transformation strategy, and where we've outlined the opportunities available. And at the core of our strategy is a cloud-first approach, because it takes infrastructure management process, takes it out of our hands and allows us to focus on innovation and how to improve parliamentary and administrative activities within the institution. For the PAP, when it talks about a cloud-first approach, we are a public institution, so Data sovereignty is not really a big factor because the data is open, and as a public institution, our information is open to the public. Thank you, and that was just my short presentation.